We have some good news, some more good news, in fact. Lately, whenever I talk about Alzheimer's and dementia, and something that I take very, very seriously, I think it's the most tragic way for anybody to end their life. Okay, all things considered, man, forgetting who you are, forgetting about all your experiences, just wasting away and forgetting everything. That's just probably the worst way. Me personally, okay, that's my opinion. Your mileage may vary. I'm sure that you can concoct some other horrific way to spend your final days, but to me, that's the worst. So if there's any way to prevent it, forestall it, to cure it, to erase it, I'm down for it. And especially if it's something you can do that is totally 1000% within your own control, sign me up. So what do we got right here? 50% of Alzheimer's cases due to gene Allele. Okay, do we need to, who's gene and where can we get rid of this dude? No, I'm just joking. Lifestyle factors key for prevention. Great, so they've got it figured down to a gene. I love it. Alzheimer's disease is a multifactorial disease in which genetic factors amount for 70% of its causes. Two types of AD, Alzheimer's disease, here within, familial and sporadic AD. Genes of familial AD are related to family history, while that of sporadic AD or polyprotein, there you go, ApoE4 gene Allele is the most significant genetic risk. I butchered all of that, but it's going to be ApoE4 going forward. How about that? ApoE gene has three forms: E2, E3, and E4. E2 forms perform a protective function, and it can protect the carrier from AD incidence. E3, most common, prevents average population, not related to AD, and E4 is the risk factors increase the incidence of AD. Although about 20% of the human population carries ApoE4, it accounts for an estimated 40 to 65% of AD cases. Great, fantastic. Depending on whether a carrier has one or two copies, ApoE4 increase AD risk by 3 to 12-fold. Jeez. Therefore, taking action to alleviate the risk of AD is essential if you carry the ApoE4 gene Allele? I think it's allele. I'm slow sometimes. Forgive me. Got some of that early onset Alzheimer's, I guess. Dang. A recent article published in the journal Nature revealed the altered cholesterol levels in the brain, along with ApoE4 gene, could be the reason for learning and memory deficits in AD patients. The results indicated that ApoE4 gene expression were associated with cholesterol metabolism. Abnormally deposited cholesterol inhibited the electrical activity of neurons, resulting in the isolation of neurons and neural cell death. The research suggested that facilitating cholesterol transportation might be the solution to increase axonal information transportation and improve learning and memory in ApoE4 carriers. Cool. How do you know if you have the aforementioned ApoE4 gene carrier? Genetic tests can reveal whether an individual has said gene. 23andMe genetic health risk tests can identify whether an individual has genes associated with the risk of 10 diseases and conditions, including E4. Unlike the tests for deterministic genes of familial AD, the test for E4 is not highly recommended. The reason, even if the individual has the ApoE4 gene or any of the ApoEs, it does not guarantee that the person will develop AD. Therefore, E4 is a risk gene for AD. Okay. Many people with E4 gene never experience AD symptoms, when many cases of AD do not have any copies of E4. Okay. Just because you have it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to trigger Alzheimer's. It's just one of those things that might happen if you do carry it, and you're just more likely to manifest that mental deterioration. But all things considered, if you can try to mitigate that risk, I consider that a W. Okay, so nutrition suggestions for E4 carriers. Low carbohydrate and low cholesterol diets based. Okay, two types of cholesterol, LDL. Bad cholesterol because, yes, it accumulates in the liver and the heart. High density cholesterol, HDL. which some doctors are still under the impression that that's bad for you. All cholesterol, that's bad for you. HDL, a little bit better, a little bit more tolerable, to be completely honest. Nothing in excess is ever very good, but, is a necessary lipid, as research has proven. It helps promote estrogen, progesterone, and vitamin D levels. Eating more meat, bacon, cheese, and bread, less fruit. And less bread, fruit, and sweets may help you lose weight, but it may not help lower a low-density bad cholesterol. On the contrary, it does the opposite. Yeah, sure. Instead, eating the low-carb, low-cholesterol, primarily plant-based diet. Oh, cool, you can be a vegan and you can look like Robert Downey Jr. lately, who looks like an old dried-up lesbian. Congratulations. If you eat the right cuts of meat, bacon, and cheese, instead of just doing dirty keto, as it's referred to by a lot of people out there, there's some really scuzzy bacon if you get it cured correctly, even though I'm not, high on bacon or anything like that. That's just the popular go-to whenever anybody thinks of keto. I would just stay to grass-fed beef, bison, okay, and then you can just either add the required fat on top of it, and then when it comes to dairy products, just good hard cheeses, and then also properly cultured dairy products, okay? And then, stay away from fruits and breads and sweets. Excessive fruits are all right in some forms or fashions. Definitely berries, some melons as well. But just mitigate your intake of fructose from fruits, okay? That's pretty simple. Ketogenic diets and a beta hydroxybutyrate. Okay, ketogenic diet is much more advanced option in the spectrum of low glycemic index and low carbohydrate diets. Cool, good stuff. Already been over that multiple different times. The diet includes nutritional ketosis, also called the ketogenic diet, can be complemented by many other dietary strategies, including vegetarian, carnivore, couldn't be more diametrically opposed, I'm glad they put that there, or Mediterranean. Big ups to the original homie, the OG diet. Ketogenic diet as a dietary intervention and can increase beta hydroxybutyrate, okay, and decrease inflammation, oxidative stress, mitochondrial dysfunction, and other basic metabolic pathologies, and contribute to AD, thus improving AD symptoms. Mediterranean diet or dietary components from number 3. All right, Mediterranean diet is associated with low AD rates and improved disease progression. It can reduce the risk of cognitive impairment by 33%. Interesting. Extra virgin olive oil in the Mediterranean diet contains neuroprotective phenolic compounds, including olenicanthal and hydroxytrisol. All right, which have anti-amyloid and anti-tau properties. These compounds may also impact AD pathways and help improve lipid metabolism, which is often impaired in E4 carriers. Fatty fish are essentials to Mediterranean diets. All of this stuff can also be found in the ketogenic diet as well. So it's not exactly exclusive to the Mediterranean diet. And of course, if you're somebody who likes a good salad or anything like that and you're looking for a dressing on top of it, extra virgin olive oil is highly recommended. DHA in the Mediterranean diet in particular is essential for brain function, and yes, can be acquired from small fishes, or you can supplement with it in a good high quality omega-3 supplement. Limit alcohol, always a good suggestion. E4 carriers who consumed alcohol 1 or more times per month had a higher risk of AD than those who never drank alcohol. Yeah, so there you go. If you ever needed another reason so your brain doesn't go kaplooey, stop with the booze. B vitamins, all right, can improve homocysteine levels, which are a risk factor of AD, and are positively associated with ApoE4 status. It can slow brain atrophy by 70% in E4 carriers and increase homocysteine baseline and serum omega-3 levels. All of those are good, great, wonderful, and fantastic. Lithium, wow, you can take lithium. Well, obviously, you're going to need a doctor's prescription for that. Can increase alpha-beta clearance from the brain, and higher levels of trace lithium in drinking water are associated with lower incidence of AD and AD-related mortality in Scandinavian and American populations. Great. And if you're looking for any additional over-the-counter supplements, DHA, krill oil, quercetin, resveratrol, and vitamins D3, K2. Fantastic, wonderful, and amazing. Breakdowns on most of that stuff all over the channel as well. And just a nice, good refresher course on Alzheimer's disease, dementia, and how you can prevent it. the benefits of supplementation here in the great brand new year of 2023. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.